evening. Welcome to Pierce Morgan Live. Tonight, we switch our attention to Hamilton, specifically the light rail transit system. It's been proposed to be built to revitalize and rejuvenate the city. We have a special guest tonight, Catherine Rapesh. She was one of the planners in charge of the decision-making behind Hamilton's light rail transit system. Please welcome to the show, Catherine Rapesh.
Thanks for having me, Pierce.
Glad to have you. Don't forget to tweet your questions into Catherine using the hashtag HamiltonLRT. So Catherine, do you want to give us some background information on what Hamilton's proposing to do with this LRT system, light rail transit?
Well, the basics of it is the implementation of light rail transit system that runs on exclusive tracks. The city has been looking for a way to revitalize Hamilton, specifically in the downtown core, and the light rail has been proven to bring economic improvements to the city.
So in terms of the route, do we have an image of the blast network? Yeah, it should be up right now. Yes, this image is showing the blast network. Catherine, do you want to give us some background information on this?
As can be seen in our plans, the B line is actually the highest priority at the moment, since that's where most of our ridership is. A majority of Hamilton's daily commutes are east to west, making the B line a necessary connection for Hamilton.
Right. You previously mentioned revitalization of Hamilton's image of the city. Can you expand on this? Tell me how infrastructure can affect a city.
Well, there's a lot of ways this can actually impact the city. It becomes an incentive for businesses to locate within the city. The image of the city looks good for economic prosperity and can be a catalyst for future development. Research has shown that an LRT reduces crime around the stations. There's no disputing that reduced crime is a benefit for any city's image. Also, there are impacts for the health of the population, and environmentally it is more sustainable.
So how can this impact the health and environmental sustainability of the city?
Public transportation is conducive of the healthy lifestyle in terms of walking places and less need for the use of cars. As for the environment, it reduces the greenhouse gas emissions because of the less traffic congestion, and the LRT runs on electricity. Factories in Hamilton have contributed to heavy pollution, and an LRT would be a great start in becoming a greener city for Hamilton.
This all seems very optimistic, Catherine. There must be other perspectives on Hamilton's LRT system. We actually have a question via Skype from a Master University student located in Hamilton, Ontario. Please, can we switch to the Skype question? Yes. Robert, what's your question?
Hi, Pierce. Thanks for having me on the show. My question for Catherine is, given Hamilton is financially struggling so much, wouldn't bus rapid transit be a much more sustainable and economically friendly option for the city?
Great question, Robert. You're right. The BRT is the much cheaper alternative in terms of the cost in comparison to the LRT. However, you lose the social benefits that come with the LRT. We mentioned these previously in terms of health, economic, and environmental sustainability. Currently, there is a move to improving transportation in the greater Golden Horseshoe area, and the province is actually looking to fund a majority of the costs that are required. The city definitely shouldn't be passing up an opportunity from the province.
Right, great answer. Keep tweeting your questions in, don't forget, using the hashtag HamiltonLRT. We actually have a question now from Twitter handle @TigerCatsFan22. The question is,
how can somebody get involved in the hashtag HamiltonLRT?
I'm glad you asked that question, TigerCatsFan22. Planning teams have been running meetings in the city, inviting residents to hear about these plans and contribute to the process. Through these meetings, we've actually learned that Hamiltonians are supportive of the LRT initiative and are even willing to help financially through various fundraising schemes in order to help fund the system. Regardless if you use the transportation system or not, it is proven that it can benefit you indirectly by increasing property value.
now I have a gripe to pick with this. Public transportation is notorious for slowing down traffic. I'm going to reference you back to Toronto with the streetcar slowing down traffic. How is the light rail transit going to affect Hamilton's traffic issue?
Well, Hamilton is actually expected to increase daily vehicle transportation by 180,000 daily trips by 2031. Improving transportation is vital to the success of the city, and connection between the suburbs and the downtown core is greatly affected with traffic congestion. Research conducted in Denver has shown that there is a slight reduction in traffic following LRT implementation. Traffic congestion also increases at a slower rate when an LRT is present. Since it is on separate tracks, it does not interfere with vehicle traffic, which is a benefit for both public and private transportation users alike.
You make some excellent points, Catherine. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have today to talk about Hamilton's LRT. If you want to keep the conversation going, remember to keep using the hashtag HamiltonLRT and visit the website hamiltonrapidtransit.ca to see about these meetings and get involved. Catherine, you really have convinced me in terms of this light rail transit system. Very excited to see the future prospects for Hamilton and to see where the city's going to end up. Very glad to have you on the show. Good night.